Welcome back to the EM Crypto channel. My name is Enrique, and this is the daily market analysis. So, a lot to talk about, guys. Really crazy stuff here post merge, but we had talked about the fact that this could happen. I did state yesterday that it was kind of hard to tell what was going to happen, right? Leading up to the merge. We knew that things are bearish. We know that the downtrend is bearish. We know that with what happened with the CPI reports, that we know that things could get really ugly very soon. There's now up to maybe even 50% chance of a 100 basis point hike next week by Mr. Powell. And it also increases the chances of maybe in November 1st for it to be, instead of 50 points, maybe 75 points. So it's just very bearish time. So crypto, it's a risk on asset. The macro is horrible, guys. It's going to get hit hard. It just is. The macro doesn't care about your, internet technology upgrade. Yeah, the merge is huge. It's the biggest event in history of crypto as far as like long term, and it's a huge event. But the macro right now, as far as price action, does not care. Is this going to be huge? The merge for crypto, long term, midterm, for Ethereum, fantastic stuff, amazing stuff. But short term, macro don't care, and it's going to keep dropping. So first of all, big thank you to Swapsicle for sponsoring our channel. Go check them out. I have all the links below. And if you're looking to do any leverage trading, which Swapsicle doesn't offer, check out my affiliate link for Bitget. It's a huge help to the channel if you guys use that, because it allows me to make some income from the affiliate link. So check that out for leverage trading and for shorting crypto. Right now, that's how you're gonna make money, guys. It's shorting crypto. And I think that's going to be what I'm going to be doing. So let's get into that and discuss that. So I have some shorts open that I opened up this morning, and they're already looking pretty beautiful because of the fact that Ethereum just took a big old dump, a big old poop, right? So Ethereum did this right here, guys. Big old, look at that candle on the 4 hour. Even on the 4 hour, it looks ugly. So how ugly does it look on the 1 hour? Good God, that looks bad. So it started up here. A little bit over, I think we were a little bit over when I woke up this morning, around 1600. Everything just looks so bearish. So I went short on Ethereum and ETC, Ethereum Classic, and I am not going to take profits on those shorts, even though we're deep into profit. I don't care. If they have to be held midterm or longer, that's fine. But I don't see any reason to close out a short on Ethereum due to the fact that it's really hard to pick and choose, how high will it go before it keeps dumping? I don't know. But in my opinion, there's really here, we'll look at it on the 4 hour. In my opinion, why am I going to close out a short on Ethereum when 1420, 1421 is a certainty? Like, there's just no need. So we broke this, which if Ethereum were to try to run up, you got to figure that it will try to test it as support sometime soon. That would put it at 1554. So 1554 is probably as high as I see Ethereum going up. I don't see it breaking the support, which used to be support, now resistance, assuming it can get up that high. But I just don't see it why anyone would want to take fresh longs in Ethereum right now. So I feel like 1421, 1420 is a certainty. I just do. It's going to test that, and let's see what happens. If Ethereum, when it gets to 1420, then I will close out my short. I'll also close out my short on ETC. I think ETC can go, can really drop a lot. If Ethereum gets down to 1420, which from now is about a 5% drop, right? Yeah, more or less 5% drop. Then ETC could drop 10% during that time. So pretty exciting stuff, in my opinion. I think that ETC could easily drop to around, by that time being like around $34. So that would be another 10% if you short it. So yeah, so that's going to be my plan of action right now. I'm gonna short those two. And just looking at other factors, looking at the Dixie's starting to ramp back up. So interesting. That's the 2 hour. I'd rather see it on the 1 day. On the 1 day, momentum is starting to wane a little bit. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. The 4 hour momentum starting to build again. So yeah, the Dixie's looking pretty strong for the next couple days, probably. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen during the FOMC meeting next week if Powell comes out and says 100 basis points? I know it sounds crazy, guys. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds dumb. Never thought I'd say something like this, but just looking at the Dixie and looking left, I was checking it out. I think it was on the weekly. I was checking this out. I know it sounds insane, but I'm just going to say it. It's not out of the question for it to go to 164. It just isn't. It's not out of the question. Now we're going to see, it's going to top off first here around 120. And I think 120 is almost, not going to say certain, but highly, highly probable. And after 120, it could go to 164. So that just gives us an idea of how scary things are moving forward. The macro could not be worse. The macro could not be worse. It's just so bad on so many different levels. And the Dixie's just going to keep getting strength, right? A lot of the, third world countries and even second world countries, who knows, maybe even first world countries, their debt's going to be, the higher the debt and the more they go into debt, the more that helps the US dollar. And if you start seeing more and more things as far as like slowdowns or with, the issue with Russia and the whole Ukraine thing, and things kind of slow down and things go away, that would be very, very helpful, of course, but we don't know what's going to happen there. And it just seems like in some ways that war is also helping the US dollar, right? So it seems like everything's just kind of pointing to the Dixie keep rising. And the winter in Europe, I think they have enough reserves for this winter. But what about next winter of 2023? Which is coming up, I guess, a little bit over a year from now. That's where they're really worried about what they're going to do then. So everyone was worried about this coming winter. It looks like they're going to be okay for that one, but what about the next one? So we have so many issues with the macro next year already that they're discussing. So it could really prolong this bear market. It could really, really prolong it. And look, guys, I think we all kind of I kind of fell for it. I kind of thought, well, the gas prices have been so low. I kind of thought about that. I kind of fell into that narrative. At the end of the day, the US government is digging into the reserves, and as long as they keep digging into it, we're not going to be able to see just how much the inflation is affecting gas prices. So keep that in mind. I think that was one thing that I think surprised us so much from the CPI reports, and I think not taking that into account was probably not very wise. So thinking about that and thinking about how it's going to affect Bitcoin. Look, we were coming here. I didn't know what was going to happen right here. In the next couple of days, I thought we could kind of hit the end of this structure, and maybe it was going to go up or go down, leaning towards down because the things are so bearish, but you never know. And it already broke it pretty hard, and now here we are. So looking at things long term or more midterm for BTC, pretty concerning. I would say that 18.5, we're going to go test 18.5 next, probably sooner rather than later. Would not surprise me at all if we tested 18.5 somewhere around the day before the FOMC meeting, something like that, because everyone's going to be kind of worried about what happens. And then basically, if things go even worse than planned with Powell, then that's when we're probably going to go test 17 and go even lower to I had it memorized. I think it was 17,000. Here, we'll have to look it up. I'm trying not to make this video too long. Let's see here. Let's go on the daily. I think it was 17,186 is what we had talked about. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Well, that says 17,262. I don't know what I was looking at the other day that I thought it was something different. I thought it was 17,186 or something around there. So if we break 18.5, then we're gonna go have to test that 17. Yeah, about 17,200, 17,100, something like that. So not good at all. So that's kind of like where things stand right now. So incredibly bearish. Be very careful. If you take any fresh longs on swing trades or anything like that, just make sure you have your stop losses, because this market could just dump so quickly. We've been seeing these dumps happen, and they happen so fast. So important to have stop losses if you decide to take a fresh long. Could we see a little bounce after this huge red candle? Sure, we could see it bounce some, but there's just not. It's just very hard to be bullish right now in any way, shape, or form. So unfortunately for those that were long, they kind of got punished. Let's look at near. We talked about near at 511 the other day. Remember the guy? I said let's see where it is now. It's now 422. So it dropped about 20% since we last talked about near when it was at 511. And I think the exact words I said are, "We just watch. There's no way it's going to still be at 511 the next day or the next time we check on it." So here we are at 423. So just opportunity everywhere if you take the right shorts. And you know, if you're looking to accumulate as much Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB and all those good things as possible, then DCAing little by little at these levels, long term, probably great. The next bull run is going to be amazing. Crypto has fundamentally never been stronger, but this macro is just going to kill and crush the price action for the time being. So hope that you enjoyed today's video. And again, big thank you to Swapsicle for supporting the channel. And if you're looking to do some leverage trading or shorting, go check out my link on Bitget. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow.